Welcome to this deep dive into modern cloud architecture. Today, we are answering a big question. Is serverless the future of the backend? We will compare traditional server hosting with the modern function-as-a-service model, breaking down how they work, the costs, and when to use each. Before we compare, let's establish the basics. Every web application typically has three parts: the front end, which is what you see on your screen, the database, where information is stored, and in the middle sits the backend. It is the brain of the operation. It processes data, handles security, and talks to the database. The big question is, where does this backend code actually live? For decades, the answer was traditional servers. Think of this like renting a computer in a data center. Whether it is a physical machine or a virtual private server, it is a computer that runs 24/7. You install an operating system, you set up the environment, and your application waits there, always listening for user requests. Then came serverless. Now the name is a bit misleading. Servers still exist, but you do not manage them. This is often called function as a service, or FaaS. Instead of running a whole server, you just upload individual functions, small pieces of code. These functions sleep until an event happens, like a user clicking a button. The cloud provider instantly wakes up the code, runs it, and shuts it down. The biggest difference is management. With traditional servers, you are the system administrator. You have to update the operating system, install security patches, and configure the network. With serverless, the cloud provider, like AWS or Google, handles all of that. You only focus on writing your application code. It drastically reduces the maintenance burden. Scaling is where serverless really shines. With traditional servers, you have to guess how much traffic you will get. If you guess too low, your server crashes. If you guess too high, you are paying for empty space. Serverless scales automatically. Whether you have 1 user or 10,000 users, the cloud provider automatically spins up enough resources to handle the load instantly. This leads us to cost. Traditional servers charge you for time. If your server is on, you pay, even if no one is using it, like paying rent on an empty apartment. Serverless charges for usage. You only pay when your code is actually running. If your app has no users at 3 a.m., your cost is $0. However, serverless isn't perfect. One major issue is cold starts. Because your code sleeps when not in use, the first user to wake it up might experience a slight delay. Also, you face vendor lock-in. Code written for one cloud might not work on another. And debugging can be harder since you cannot just log into the machine to check things out. So, when should you use which? Stick to traditional servers for real-time games, heavy AI processing, or apps with predictable, constant traffic. Use serverless for RESTAP file processing, unpredictable traffic spikes, or if you are a startup wanting to launch quickly without hiring a DevOps engineer. In conclusion, serverless is not just a buzzword. It is a powerful abstraction layer that allows developers to focus on product features rather than infrastructure. While it won't replace servers for every single use case, it is becoming the default standard for building modern, scalable web applications.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.